recognizes conduct that harms black journalists, weakens newsroom equity or editorial independence, reinforces damaging portrayals of black people, or compromises the public service mission of journalism. Stephen A. Smith, sports analyst and American commentator. Smith has established a representation of black women in public discourse and stands in direct conflict.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I tape this show, I reached out last night and asked the president of the NABJ to come on this show to have a conversation with me about her assertions that she articulated on that stage. Do you know what she said to me, ladies and gentlemen? She'd rather have a private off-the-air conversation first. Oh, really? Now we want a private conversation. Nah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen A. Smith is pissed off, and I don't blame him whatsoever because the National Association of Woke Black Journalists has come out against him and tried to humiliate him publicly. Now, they might as well be called the Organization for Woke Black Journalists because everything that these people support is completely stupid. They're effectively angry at Stephen A. Smith and wanted to publicly shame and humiliate him because he has said, well, hey, maybe President Trump did a good job closing the border. Maybe he did a good job passing that executive order to say no more men and women's sports in locker rooms. Common sense things that most Americans support, including the majority of the black community, by the way. However, they don't appreciate that because they're Democrat propagandists. All of these black organizations are. There's literally none of them that are nonpartisan. They might throw nonpartisan somewhere in some sort of title description or something. But we all know that that's a bold-faced lie. I mean, who do you got? You got the NABJ, you got Black Lives Matter, you got NAACP, right? Like all of these different organizations. You have a Congressional Black Caucus that's 100% Democrat, by the way. They don't let black conservatives into the group. They don't even let white Democrats into the group. 100% black Democrat propagandists. Guys, I'm gonna let Stephen A. Smith cook here. But these people are Democrat propagandists. They're mad at him because he said that Jasmine Crockett was cussing too much and acting too ghetto, effectively. And look what happened. She got cooked in her election. I bet they blame Stephen A. Well, if Stephen A. Smith would have been saying negative things. No, she sucked. They wanted to hire the white man instead because he knew how to speak proper English. But guys, let's go ahead and react to what Stephen A. Smith had to say. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
We came to the National Association for Black Journalists in Chicago and Cleveland, back-to-back years. Of course, I got to thank ESPN for that. They're the ones that signed off on that. Specifically, now former executive Dave Roberts. It doesn't happen without him. It doesn't happen without ESPN. But you know who else it doesn't happen without? Me. Because if I'm not willing to show up, we ain't coming. But I was there. I was there not just to do the show. I also stood in the booth for over an hour doing the jobs fair. I also gave a speech.
Jobs fair for black people. Okay, how many of y'all done did that? Let's keep going.
I also mentored and talked to, as I continue to do, young, aspiring black journalists, and I have done that religiously for decades. And yet, Saturday night, I saw the president of the organization, Erin Haynes, go up on stage and give me a thumbs down award for disparaging black women.
Well, I mean, guys, this tells you everything you need to know. Okay, this woman right here, this tells you everything you need to know. This is why you need male leadership at these types of organizations, because you get people who do stupid stuff like this when you have a lot of women leadership, like thinking with emotion. This is something that directly tears down the community. It makes the community look weak when you have this type of infighting. She should have had a private conversation with Stephen A. Smith, not tried to publicly shame him. And now look what's happening. Now Stephen A. Smith is coming back against you publicly. Now what? Stephen A. Smith has more clout. I'm pretty sure he has more money than you too, right? Unless you're laundering the money given to the organization. in which case Stephen A. Smith will probably still have more money than you, but let's keep going.
Down award for disparaging black women. I received a lot of insults in my day. That might be the lowest. I'll address that in a second, but I want you all to understand the magnitude of what a few board members for the NABJ elected to try and do to me. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that in the history of the NABJ, according to my research, only 4 individuals have ever received the Thumbs Down Award? You know, my family didn't want me to do this. My friends didn't want me to do this.
I want you to do it. Let them have it. You better not punk out of this, Stephen A.
They actually said, let it go. You know what else they said? They said, who the hell is the NABJ? Getting a Thumbs Down Award. Really? Did I sit up there demonstratively asking, why would you curse out the president of the United States with the cameras rolling? How is that going to help you? Yes, I did. Was I wrong?
Nope.
But here's the bigger question. Forget
She
that.
lost.
I apologize for even asking that question. Here's the bigger question. How is that disparaging? How? Oh, Stephen A. goes after Michelle Obama. She's the one that compared First Take to a reality show. All I did was say, I don't like the fact that you said a vote for him, as in Donald Trump, would be a vote against us as women. All I said was there's a whole bunch of pro-lifers out there. There's a whole bunch of people that care about the economy or immigration or safety in the streets. They might not even be thinking about this issue. The board, however, clearly engaging in personal attacks.
That explains it. That another thing that explains it right there. Look who's a vice president of digital. Roland Martin. Why am I not surprised? Let's keep going.
I've been surrounded by black female excellence all my life. Where are your facts? Where are they?
They don't have any, Stephen A. You already know this.
It was a personal hit job. That's what it was.
Of course.
We can sit up there and lollygag around and act like we don't know any better. It was a personal hit job. Which, by the way, usually doesn't faze me. I know just because you think something fazes me, just because you see me commenting on it. No, I'm in this business. I have a platform. I can comment about anything I want to, and I will continue to do so. That's not what this is. This is different. This is a journalism organization that didn't engage in journalism when it came to critiquing me. Disparaging black women is a very incendiary thing to say. If you felt that adamant about it, President Haynes, how come I never got a call? How come the NABJ never reached out to me to have a conversation?
When you have conversations with people, then you're put in a position where they have to defend themselves. They have to articulate their points. They have to debate their points. They have to bring facts to the table. They'd rather talk about you, which is exactly what they're doing. They're not trying to have any conversation, not interested, because then they could be proven wrong or made a fool of or realize that they're wrong in their position. They don't want that. They just want to disparage you and attack you and hurt you. Which is sad. They're saying that he's disparaging black women, but they're sitting up here disparaging him. He's willing to talk to them. They're not willing to talk to him.
And you will go on stage, Ms. Haynes, and accuse me of disparaging black women. with no evidence, just your feelings. This is shameful.
I agree.
But it's okay.
No, it ain't. Stop saying
Because,
that.
ladies and gentlemen, I understand what's going on. And I must admit, the more I think about it, I actually get flattered. Folks are scared. See, I talk too much. And I don't speak glowingly enough about the Democratic Party.
Boom.
This
Boom.
is political. My sisters, my nieces, my lady, everybody, black women. What are you talking about? Disparaging black women. That was a flat out lie. You have no foundation upon which to fall on. And you know what makes it worse, ladies and gentlemen? President Haynes goes on that stage, never reached out, never called, never talked to me, don't know her. The only person I know on that board is Roland Martin. He never called either, but that's his business. I got no heads up. I knew nothing. I was completely blindsided by all of this. Fine. Why am I bringing that up? Because, ladies and gentlemen, before I taped this show, I reached out last night and asked the president of the NABJ to come on this show to have a conversation with me about her assertions that she articulated on that stage.
Of course, she doesn't want to do it.
Do you know what she said to me, ladies and gentlemen?
Nope.
She'd rather have a private off-the-air conversation first. Oh, really? So you can go on a public platform, denigrate me, make these accusations against me without calling. But when I challenge you to come on here face to face and have a conversation with me, now we want a private conversation. Before, nah. I will never speak to her.
Good.
Because the deed is done.
It's too late.
I was reachable. Roland Martin has my number. They could have gotten it from him. This ain't about disparaging women. This is about people who've politicized everything, looking for an excuse to come at me because you don't like what I have to say. I'm going to put it out there. This is about a bunch of liberals, a bunch of Democrats coming for me.
Of course. Hello.
Which is why I should be flattered, because you hear the footsteps, don't you? You know, at any given moment, I can decide to come at it. I can decide to run. Because with the stuff that I'm seeing, it wouldn't be hard to win.
Hey. Guys, listen. So I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to cut it there. But here's the thing. Stephen A. Smith is not the guy who Democrats should be looking to make enemies out of. He's not the guy who you should be continually attacking, because if this guy becomes bitter and decides to run as a Republican or conservative some kind of way and start speaking more positively about conservatives, you guys are done. You're cooked. This guy's platform is way too big for you to be coming out and trying to attack this man as if it's going to somehow hurt him and not inevitably just uplift him even more. It's just foolish. It was childish. It comes across as something straight out of high school. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm out. Big shout out to my members, Cybernoodle 655, Bella Scott, Carpentier John, Pinecone 6, and Arcano. Always appreciate you.
So God bless you. Congratulations, you guys. You're amazing. Congratulations. You guys are amazing, okay? Know it. Feel it.